managed to launch the Vox station into space. I still think smashing it into a town would have sent a stronger message.
Sufficient reason to want them. But there are also, how should I say, practical applications, such as maintaining the security of bit cartridges. In fact, our archive uses primes for that reason and many more. The archive incorporates prime numbers for storage and retrieval.
All right.
Ultra-efficient
Welcome back.
as well as using prime numbers in the process of
We are currently on Cloister in... What's this town called? Quite big. Laplace's Garden,
the area of prime number study.
which is the town of the Order.
Miss Doyle's still on her break, but I'm happy to assist you.
Can you tell me about Miss Doyle?
Oh, she's a real top-of-class type. Smart, but also patient. I struggle sometimes with my advanced courses, but Persephone's been tutoring me after work hours. I'm just glad she doesn't mind teaching the same lesson twice. Anyway, I'd hate to waste any more of your free study period with my idle thoughts. Anything else I can help with? Apologies. As a junior celebrant, I'm only permitted to distribute caffeine at this time. But my colleague, Persephone, Miss Doyle, will be able to assist with convictions when she's back on shift. Oh, is this another census? Or my previous answers not sufficient? The bi-weekly census about residency satisfaction. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? I could spend all day expositing on the benefits of the garden, but I think you'll experience much of it yourself. If you're permitted to stay, of course. Certainly. Here you are. Please imbibe responsibly.
Right. There are a few different quests going on. Oh yeah. So this Persephone wants us to check out the water stuff.
Researchers patronize the scientician's surplus. Quality goods at algorithmic determined prices.
Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Welcome to the Scientician Surplus. I am the scientician in question. Any inquiries about the stock may be directed to me. Either you intend to buy or you intend to go without. It would be unethical for me to interfere with your decision-making process. It's there in the name, surplus. Of course you would.
Another pet. Collected 5 pets. What fucking weapon am I rocking here? I haven't used it yet, I think.
Every day treating the same strain. The operating theater is not conducting viewing dissections at this time. That is not an invitation to return to your study and perform exploratory surgery on yourself or a willing volunteer, just to be clear. There is curiosity and there is recklessness. I've learned not to trust the younger, more inexperienced members of our order to know the difference. But I trust you are here for a reason other than to discuss scalpel-happy novices. Obviously. Do you think we drink unfiltered snow melt? I'm quite sure I have no knowledge of what you're talking about. Are you feeling all right? Paranoia can be an early symptom of several more serious diseases. Apologies. I have so little that meets the threshold of my expertise. But I should not be projecting my wish for a challenge onto a patient. Let's forget this conversation. Is there anything else I can assist you with? That is best answered through observation. Here, have a look.
Let's have a look around here. Seems to be it. Ah.
Strange to see all this vacant space after the overcrowding at Matriarch's Mercy. Plenty of room for refugees here. If only the Order administrants got their act together.
I'm doing good. How are you going, Tom? Anyway, it's really good to see you. Hope you're doing good.
How did your hypothesis about the flowers fare?
Exposing them to melodic sound waves on a consistent basis.
Rather makes weird noises. I don't like it.
Test your hypothesis elsewhere. Hey! Only security personnel are permitted in this booth. Leave. Lift access is currently restricted. Keep moving.
Okay.
Agent, over here. Well, this is a welcome confluence of events. Why, without you, Gertie and I wouldn't be alive. And any hope of peace between the Order and Auntie's choice would be over. Dreadful, you know. Positively dreadful. How the peace talks were interrupted. I felt our two delegations were making real progress. Officially, not at present. Gertie and I have kept up communication through back channels in the hope that the discussions can be reconvened in due time. It is my earnest belief that this is the optimal course to chart for the Order, and for Arcadia. Though we could certainly use assistance from an outside force like yourself.
72 hours per week. It sounds insane. Like, you don't even have time to do anything else, really, do you? So what are you going to do on your day off? Oh, shit. I don't want to say that.
Caution is the sign of a rational mind, my friend. Would it help to know that I have the utmost faith in our bishop to convince Auntie of the error of her corporate ways? But before you answer, allow me to further delineate the potential requirements of this task. To begin, I believe you would need to put forth efforts in good faith with each of the two groups. Earning the trust of both sides is essential. Once you've worked your way up to meeting our respective leaders, you must convince them to consider joining forces. Oh, really? Perhaps the challenge rating is far less than I've hitherto calculated. Well, obviously you'll likely have to act as an intermediary between Ruth and Auntie, which will require some verbal finesse. But let's worry about that step upon reaching it.
I don't have any verbal finesse.
Transplendent. Remember, seek out ways to help both sides, engender trust. Gertie and I can let you know when it's time to move forward. In the meantime, I might recommend you work on honing your oratory skills. Our presiding bishop and Auntie Cleo can be challenging to debate with.
Sausage making, that sounds pretty cool. I did used to work in a sausage factory in New Zealand for, I think 6 or 7 months. But not in making the sausages, just in the dispatch area. Yeah, it sounds pretty brutal. What is Warno? Never heard of that.
I believe our group's combined efforts are in direct accordance with the plan.
Your admittance to the Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning may come at a later date, as determined by the Office of the Oracle Laureate. The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently off limits to non-essential order personnel.
A visitor. It's for the best that you're talking to me now instead of mid-work. I do seem to have a slight propensity for stabbing randomly with my tools when interrupted, but I suppose that's enough time spinning in the statements column. Speak away. What are you... Beckett. Another prediction that he hasn't seen fit to notify me about. A more cynical exemplar might posit his doing this to be intentional. If you're here, I imagine you aim to petition the presiding bishop for her support. Which is hardly a surprise. She is the most important individual in Arcadia.
An RTS set in the Cold War era. Warno. Sounds a bit like Command & Conquer.
I'm glad we're in accord. The presiding bishop's leadership allows the Order to act in Arcadia's best interest. Without her, we would be nothing. The corporate invaders will suck Arcadia of its resources and cast it to the wind. And the Protectorate are no better than machines. Moreover, once we solve the universal equation, it will benefit all of humanity. You, me, everyone. No more suffering, no more doubt. Well, I hope you'll see in time. There is a task of pivotal importance to the Order, but I cannot entrust it with just any come-by-chance outsider. As head of the Order's exemplars, it's my responsibility to assess whose aims upon Ruth may be malicious. Prove yourself to me first, then we may discuss the rest. That would be because I am. 3 years ago, I was 5th in succession as Artificer Laureate. Then Auntie's choice invaded. I leave the inference as to what transpired to you, but I believe I was chosen to make the difficult decisions and to remove the hurdles from the Order's path to enlightenment. In fact, one such hurdle is at the forefront of my mind. Cultists have come to infest Newton, an important Order heritage site. I have wanted them gone for months. Newton's value is purely spiritual. It contains nothing of strategic value, nor is it a useful staging point. It pains me, but I can't allow myself to commit resources to it. I can, however, commit personal funds and personal favors to individuals ready to weigh the numbers on our side. Journey to Newton. Eliminate the cultists to a person. Then we may speak of getting you an audience with Ruth. Newton contains the Six Pillars Chantry, which was one of the first temples founded after Arcadia's colonization. It's over 100 years old. The cultists are likely profaning it. But even if they aren't, I don't want them there. Our loss of Newton is symbolic. If we cannot protect it, how can we protect Arcadia? I'll withhold my appreciation until...
You should collect Azza from the ship first. Unless you don't want the benefits of her inside knowledge of the cult.
I do. Oh no, it's a single player, but no, for multiplayer has 1v1 up to 10v10. No base building. If it has no base building, how do you get your units and stuff? So like, do you not get like, how do you get resources and stuff? Okay, well, anyway, we can do this quest for sure. It sounds reasonable.
Outsider.
Tiliator.
Hello, stranger. Mercenary. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Any undue rage you note in my tone is not at all related to the recent coup in my beloved protectorate. I do so dearly love residing in a nest of traitors, waiting for them to capitulate, unable to aid my fellows at home. It is truly a wonderful feeling.
This face looks like someone I've seen before, like not someone I know, but like on a movie or something really familiar. I think you might be somewhere else.
I cannot leave. My sovereign-given task is to bring the Order back into the Protectorate fold. But now it seems as if I must also bring the Protectorate into its own fold. One deed at a time, Philo.
If you hate the Order so much, what are you doing here?
Hate is an inaccurate phrase. I find them arrogant and exasperating. Without the Protectorate, this little organization would have no holdings to squat in. I am here because the Sovereign has tasked me with bringing these wayward, pretentious toddlers back into the Protectorate fold. Unfortunately, my time here has taught me that only mass death has the power to change the local hearts and minds. Perhaps enough will be alive to save afterwards.
Is he planning on killing everyone? I didn't expect to see anyone from the Protectorate in the heart of the Order territory.
I am not just anyone. The duty of a liaison is of the utmost importance, requiring due diligence and delicacy. Though I suppose it a mite strange that this task fell to me, as I'd urge the vehement tanning of any wayward body bent on disrespecting the Protectorate, which would now include the Protectorate at large. Madness. Slandering my beloved Sovereign, following that feckless consul, makes my blood boil. I fear it is not so simple. Though many within the Protectorate still trusted their leaders, a growing minority had begun to question their sovereign. They argued the losses we've suffered would not have happened if he could truly lead, that his father would not have allowed this to happen. Pah! Anyone who didn't side with the sovereign will pay, sooner or later. You may count on it.
You have a base income imagine domination mode in Warno. Right, with zones. Have I seen Steel Division or Broken Arrow? I have not.
I've proudly served the Protectorate my whole life. Now look at it. Traitors from without, traitors from within. It's enough to make an old man despair. That consul, I never trusted that miserable bastard. His betrayal is so galling, I'd almost care to join the armed forces to bring him to justice myself. But my hands quaver with age, and the Sovereign has tasked me with my own duty. I must see it to completion before all else. Listen, you. The Protectorate does not do delegation. The Protectorate has a will that must be upheld. My presence here is a display of more faith than these fools deserve. Niceties are irrelevant, and likely detrimental to the task at hand. I am here to make the Order see the error of their ways. All other particulates are frivolous.
It's a special kind of RTS. Assume... I've played games like it, not for a long time though, like way back. Wouldn't even remember what they were called. But certainly like, World War II games, RTSs from the early 2000s, I played a fair amount of those. They might have been similar. It also sounds a bit like maybe Dawn of War 2 without the base building, but basically you capture certain, flags and then get points for it. So you basically set the income depending on how many you captured. Those RTS have a specific kind of name? What are these old World War II games called? I think there's one that I played that has
without the Artificer Laureate's permission.
That has already 8 games or something in the series. What are they called? Can't remember. Cannot remember. Right. Let's see here. She asked. No, actually, can you have a look at this area? Jill? Good night. Okay.
If you need to discharge any sputum, I ask you kindly aim such accretions away from my general direction. Thank you.
What are you doing?
Oh, just passing time by calculating high probability diametrics within an error margin of 0.05. I'm waiting for the results of a rather exciting prediction, you see. Sometime last year, I predetermined an occasion of momentous import would happen today, right here, at these very coordinates.
I'm thinking of, by the way, so I'm thinking of Sudden Strike and like Company of Heroes and stuff.
Unclear. I'm inclined to think this conversation may contain some portentous value, but I'll need to run a few more calculations to be sure. Leslie Beckett, Oracle Laureate, Seer Supreme, leader of the Department of Predictive Analysis, and not terribly good at informal introductions, evidently.
There was also a game called Axis and Allies.
Forgive me if I don't shake hands. I prefer to keep my skin microbiome free of exogenetic cells. You understand? But now, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the agent we've been expecting. I knew loitering at this location would yield results. I don't suppose you've stumbled upon any of our excogitation chapels around Cloister by chance? Excogitation chapels are order residencies where one can meditate in solitude on specific theorems relating to the plan. They're scattered all around Cloister. Prior to the war, such focused study led to all manner of breakthroughs, with audio logs routinely kept by the scientician in residence. In these unprecedented times, such logs could harbor hidden wisdom. However, with the war on, I've sadly been unable to get my hands on the last of these recordings. All confidential, I'm afraid. Many are still under peer review, but I can assure you, their value is commensurate with, why, the discovery of gravity, or has the potential to be.
That would be insane.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly ask you to endanger yourself by seeking out these logs. Cloister is rather treacherous, and some of the chapels are difficult to reach by design. However, if you happened upon these chapels and recovered these logs, I would most certainly be interested in their contents. By my reckoning, the amount of logs to be collected is 4. You have that? 4. No more, no less. Each chapel should have at least one somewhere inside. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. How do you know about that? I mean, that is quite the allegation. I deny it effusively. As you have cleverly sussed out, Laplace's garden is the subject of an experiment into social conditioning, or curating, if you will, through the use of therapeutic pharmacology. We have been administering a pharmaceutical to the population of the garden via the water supply that aids in emotional regulation. We call it perspective. It's odorless, harmless. Well, apart from the withdrawal, but I can assure you we have our best minds working on that little issue. Minor complication at worst.
You should end this. What kind of withdrawal symptoms are we talking?
Irritation, paranoia, increased desire to gamble. Oddly enough, all manageable conditions, of course. We are increasingly operating with fewer resources, however, and most regrettably, we've had to eject more and more subjects from the experiment in order to continue it. In a plan-perfected universe, we would have ample time to wean participants off perspective before sending them out of the garden. But, alas, we do not live in that universe. Yet. Fortunately, your discomfort is not a determining factor in the continuation of the program. Primarily, though not exclusively, because you don't live here, at any rate. I have no interest in debating the ethics of this experiment, don't we all? Nothing beyond what I already included in my 165-page summary of the incident. Why do you ask? Of course I do. That is precisely why my energy is better channeled toward the future, to ensure such tragic events never happen again. Landon Wiley was afflicted by that which strickens all scholars, the desire to effect change, to advance the plan at any cost. Were his methods wrong? Unequivocally. Should he have come to me with his concerns? Undeniably. But was his conclusion categorically sound? That remains debatable.
What?
By the architect, no. The order needs less change, not more. I agree we need to return to our fundamentals, but I'm quite sure my definition of that differs from Wiley's and his cohorts. But let's move on to other topics, please. All this fractious talk is and what a history it is. It was given to us by the matriarch herself. She understood how vital our contributions would be to Arcadian society, which some have forgotten. It is why we're here, in fact. Cloister has two things in abundance: ice and geothermal power. Both made it the ideal location for the archive, and we've utilized its vast computational power ever since.
Sunstrike is close enough. You should try out Cossacks. It's a really old game, but also quite realistic.
Indeed. It's been a favorite bone, fought over by the dogs of war, but I have every confidence it will end up back under Order control sometime in the next year. Or 7.
Have I watched The Last Kingdom? I do have watched The Last Kingdom. Not the last season, but I think the first 3 or so, or 4. Loved it. Also, I've read some of the books as well, because it's actually after a book.
Oh, the garden is a marvel, isn't it? A prime example of how this colony could function if led by science and rationality instead of fear and oppression. Everything within the garden was meticulously selected by a committee of the Order's best archivists to provide for mental clarity and focus. My word, you should have seen the debates over the shrubbery. I've never witnessed such passionate discourse over foliage of all things.
Played it for 1,000 hours. Yeah, that's insane. The Last Kingdom? I loved The Last Kingdom. As I said, like, we haven't watched the last season. I've read some of the books, but Uhtred of Beppenberg is its name, right? No, we have watched it, actually. Tried 2 times. And I think the last season wasn't out yet. No, we thought it was very cool. Very entertaining. What do you think of it?
Is it the pump or the sealant? Industrial science is mostly theory, they said. You won't have to put your knowledge into practice for years, they said. Now the fountain's broken and I can't. Useless. I'm useless.
What is the IMDb score? I have no clue.
If you're here to proctor my bi-weekly patient screening, might I ask that we reschedule? We had an avalanche recently not far from the dome. One of these fountains stopped working around the same time. Stands to reason something must have been jostled loose. I recently placed into the industrial sciences, so I've been entrusted to fix the issue. But I've never had to put my knowledge into application before. It's not going well.
I would probably put it somewhere in the 7 point something. Like, it's good, but it's not like super good. Makes sense.
The garden is supposed to be perfect, not a stem or stamen out of place. Lack of perfection betrays carelessness, negligence, imprecision. It's basic causal inference. If I can't nip this issue in the proverbial bud, who knows what might happen as a result? Pressure keeps undisciplined minds out from positions of greater authority. That's just basic academia. No, of course.
Alright, that looks like we can't solve this. I'm engineering that. I know what IMDb is. No, I just don't know what the rating is. It sounds you did not enjoy it. It sounds like you did not enjoy it. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look what we have here. Maybe if we get him his thingies.
Welcome back. In what manner can I assist you? Impossible, I'm afraid. The Protectorate is rather well entrenched at present, and nothing short of an all-out siege is likely to dislodge them. If you're determined, I recommend consulting with the presiding bishop on the matter. She can tell you more.
Right, I didn't even know there's a movie. Right. Yeah, those are the 2 seasons I haven't seen. So we've only seen the first 3, and we liked those. Again, like, it was good, but not super good. And it will be difficult as well to watch it all in one go, because that's a lot. If it's not gripping your attention, that is. Yeah, of course. I mean, Game of Thrones last season was basically the worst season of any series I've ever seen. It, you know, basically have this. Everyone watched it. Everyone everywhere watched it, and then no one is talking about it anymore because last season was so bad, ruined it for everyone, which is kind of like insane. It must be particularly bad to be able to accomplish that. Yeah, the last season was insanely stupid, and very unfortunate too. Again, like I had read the books of Game of Thrones beforehand as well, and the last season is the one that he hadn't written yet, and he still hasn't, I think, and it will probably never happen. Probably. All right, so what we need to grab though is Aza, because there's 2 quests here, I think.
I'm certain as soon as I talk to Severin, I'll be able to figure this all out. No matter how I turn this over in my mind, I find no answers. Perhaps their faith failed them, and they succumbed to greed, sold us out for some measly bits. I can't, but I'm fairly confident he wouldn't. If he did, he'll die like the rest of them. Then I'd truly be at a loss, with no idea how to get back in the Dawn's good graces. If we're so deeply infiltrated, I'm certain our leader will have gone to ground.
Oh, I just need to leave. Yeah, it's a bit like, as well, you know, The Witcher, for example. I will never watch the 4th season, I don't think. It just completely went downhill. Or Stranger Things came out, and it's so long ago, I have, like, no intention. It's just too long ago. It's all the hype is gone, kinda. And like, the last season also wasn't that good anymore.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing
Right.
contrasted to the
Same
orders
as last. Gotcha. Well, the problem with the books is, like, they're really, really good. But I think he's in his mid-70s now, and he must have been working on this last book for, I don't know, 15 years or longer now? At least 10. So he's done, I don't know, he's done several other books in the meantime. He's, done the series. He's, I think, helped in some movies. Like, he's done so many other stuff. I'm not sure. I doubt that he will finish it. It would be surprising.
This is the first one I've received since
Honestly, the ones you get in the field are lifesavers. I would have been dead 3 times over without.
I have too much on my mind for idle numerical chit-chat.
Right. Let's do this quest here. This is side quest for Aza.
Don't consume tea this morning.
It's a bit like with other. There's another series that is amazing from books, and The Name of the Wind, and it's a trilogy. But basically, he has. It hasn't, like, the 3rd book. He's working on it since over 20 years, I think, and it's just, unfortunately, You know, I think even if the author wanted to get it all done, like so much has changed since they started, and they probably will never. Even if they get something out, it will probably never be what they were envisioning at the beginning.
Soldier, please assess your pain on a variable scale of 1 to 100. 1 being entirely pain-free and 100 being the worst pain.
There is far too much variability in that scale. The amount of pain I can imagine is hardly an objective measure of the maximum amount of pain I could actually feel.
Your observation is... Sorry to cut you off. Hello, layperson.
Layperson. Right, I need to try out this one. I actually haven't used it at all. You know, fair enough. But even though IMDb was wrong once, don't distrust it just because of that. You know, there's stuff that, let's say 90% of other people like, and you don't, and that's just fine. That's fine, okay. It doesn't mean that the other 90% are wrong or you're wrong. It just doesn't work. But yeah, last Game of Thrones season. So disappointing. I just hope that you need to learn to not let yourself be affected by that. Otherwise, you will never be able to enjoy anything really, which would be really sad.
I suppose I could spare 0.004% of my data cycles.
Oh, it's not the name, it's a fucking title.
Another object, just gone. Excuse me, I don't think you have the authorization. It's fine, but don't get too close. You won't survive direct contact with the rift. Fascinating. Seems Salutations. We've been doing our utmost to find ways to manipulate this rift or extract data from it. Unfortunately, our efforts have been ineffective thus far. I suppose it's too much to hope for, but would you, perchance, happen to have any practical experience with or mathematical understanding of the rift phenomena?
Do.
Wait. Actually, this isn't some jest. You'll have to forgive me for not taking your assertion at face value. Perhaps a demonstration. For science, of course.
Awesome.
All the items we put into the rift, they've been reconstituted, but in a state far different from their original configuration. Fascinating. Oh, damn it. Reverted to its previous state. A failure of device or inevitable effect of the passage of time. Perhaps the architect has imposed certain limits on the rifts. Architect above. That was incredible. That small, portable device changed the state of the rift anomaly in an instant. From observing how the device operates and how the rift reacted to it, it seems to be using some kind of energy burst generated by a magnetic field to re-deregulate the structure of the field around the rift. Truly an astounding piece of technology. That's quite ingenious. The rifts are unlike any other phenomena heretofore observed. We've still so much to learn. Would you consider allowing me the opportunity to open the casing and examine the inner workings? No, forget I asked. What a preposterous question. Thank you for the demonstration. It was most enlightening. You have given my team and I a good deal to think about, and to try and fit into our current theoretical framework. It seems rifts do not fit cleanly into our current understanding of the universal equation.
Shit. I see you do not like Uhtred. Look, I found actually that that's the case with most series, right? If they would just talk with each other, most of the time, half the stuff that happens in these series wouldn't happen at all. But that's how they create the drama and whatnot. The books are quite good, though. I just like the historical side of it, and then reading into how it was actually at the time and where the difference was between like the books and the actual things that happened. Whoever's idea was he calls himself Uhtred, son of Uhtred, at the beginning of each episode is an absolute moron. Furthermore, intros the episodes contain spoilers of the said episode. Yes, that sounds much like a showrunner idea of some person thinking, "Oh, this would be really cool," and in reality, it's not at all.
And how did you sleep? Decidedly horrible. Is any cold-blooded dead? Pre-schism days. I've been hearing.
And
Antis can't even direct their deployment of food drops properly.
I heard they analyzed.
look at these. Yeah, look, I did read the books in German, and probably more than 25 years ago. But when I read them, I thoroughly enjoyed them. I read a few other of his series. I can't remember the name of the author, but he has most of his series are kind of like historical fantasy books in a way. And if you don't, take it at face value in the sense of everything needs to be realistic, it's actually very entertaining. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think you can definitely give it a go.
I don't know you, but you, I do. It's good to see you, Asa. It's me, Severin. I've never been to Cloister before. It's cold.
What is wrong with you? Boy, damn it! Did they mentally refresh you?
No, let's just say I'm well lubricated. You tried the new Prestige gin? It helps when you have to do something you really don't want to do.
This is a trap, isn't it?
Yes. There are a bunch of sentinels in hiding. When I give the word, they're to execute both of you.
Not before I mentally refresh your brain pan with my knife.
I didn't want to do this. I guess I shouldn't have questioned the kill order so loudly. It was real. It came from the exalted leader herself. She summoned me, knew of the message I'd sent, said I'd ruined everything. To save myself, save the Dawn, I had to do this. I'm a coward. I didn't want to die. I'm sorry, Asa.
Absolutely not. We don't need his help. We should just kill him and get on with the Sentinel killing. If we die, at least I'll be taking a great many of them with us.
I don't want to die. It would be better to get his help so we can live to confront your exalted leader.
Did you not hear me? I said he dies.
No. Sentinels! Target confirmed!
is this weapon? The fuck happened? Oh my god.
I'll handle this. Check your scope. Keep your guns on the inside, Hammer. I can't believe the Exalted Leader sent Severin as bait. Not to mention betraying the Dawn to save her own life. What a coward. The unspeakable things I will do when I find her. Well, once I find her. The Exalted... No, I won't refer to her as such any longer. Dagmar continually moved around for safety. She always initiated contact with me. We do know that she was in league with the Sentinels, though. There's nothing of it but to get ourselves inside their headquarters on Praetor. We'll track her by accessing their comm system. We don't need to worry about their systems. My parents were vigilant. I stole their access codes when I was younger, but never had the nerve or call to use them. Once we do, they'll become unusable, as they'll set off all sorts of alarms.
Let's go get some answers. Try this weapon now again. So, what is the description of this thing again? Stops volatile tumors that stick to surface and cause corrosive explosion. Right. Sounds interesting. Okay. This weapon is not the best. It's pretty cool, but it's not the best. Yeah. Definitely. It, you know, the last two seasons are not the best for sure. I think you can also really see like a shift where the quality just drops completely, just from one moment to the next. Just a bit sad. There. Alright, let's have a look. Actually, might just do this first. So we'll have to go. Or actually, let's find another quick travel point first, and then we go from there. Someone actually made a video about the last episode of the last season, and from 120 minutes, there's 45 minutes without dialogues. 45 minutes without dialogues? That is definitely absurd. How do you hold tension, you know, of the viewer and stuff?
I have many solutions, but none for your problem.
I can't go back out there. I feel like I'm going to succumb to panic.
All of you reinforcements from the boss's guard.
Just stay focused. Keep your head down. Breathe.
You there. If you happen to be headed into Protectorate territory, can you keep your lamps open for my scouts? You there. If you happen to be headed into Protectorate territory, can you keep your lamps open for my scouts? That squad should have reported back hours ago.
I will certainly do that.
Seems rather extreme. Are you sure you can't simply unbolt it?
As I already stated, the weather has...
Okay. Midpoint to the endpoint. So that is Marisol's question. So you think if the book ever comes out, it has the same ending as in the series? Don't know. First of all, he knows that people didn't like it, and second, I don't think what was he planned for, right? I mean, it's possible. It would make it much easier for him, and then you also actually get the book, which is something.
Hostilities are afoot. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Target analyzed. Lay down. Pressure in hand. Combatant scanned.
How the hell did I not hit him? George is known for loving his characters having a bad ending, so I said Dragon will go crazy, but it's the way she goes crazy, it needs to be explained. Yeah, it was. Look, the thing that changed in the last seasons, I think, everything in the first few, in the first seasons had depth. Like there were so many different layers to it, and everyone had kind of like complex, needs and ideas and wishes, and then it just became really flat, and everyone was kind of like just really one-dimensional characters. So that's why I think he can't go with it. Otherwise, everyone would be kind of like disappointed of him. Yeah. Actually, a lot of crafting and helpers. 1100 health. Now that's insane. Ran has this vision of the Daenerys flying over the King's Landing, so George must have seen this. I would even say he said put it in. Such a big thing, that little scene. It is. I mean, yeah, it is. And he was, you know, advising on the whole series and everything. There's a few things in the book that are not even coming up in the series. With kind of like the what are they called? People in the black robes, the scientists and whatnot. Like there's a whole side or in the books to that is not even in the series at all. So there's a few different ways for him to do other stuff that he can't do in this series because it's not part of it. Maybe. But yeah, everything kind of flat. Okay, so we're here to find a contact of Marisol's. He's in spas.
Unwelcome guests will be ushered from existence promptly. Without further ado. First, it was Angie's choice, then the Protectorate. After that, some daft cultists. I don't even know what group the Oleg's belong to. Don't care either. Your motivations are relatable to me in only the vaguest abstract form. If you possess any investigating hostile intentions. Sharp enough. My death.
I haven't read the books, but can you say there were instances where you can see the Dragon Queen is turning into madness, acting like Crazy X? You can definitely see that throughout, like from the beginning when she gets introduced. Not from the beginning, like from the first beginning when she's still with her brother, but like after that, whenever she. You know, when she's in the free cities and everything, it's already starts there. There's certainly acts of madness and arrogance and bloodlust, for sure.
assuming you're not some sort of enigmatic mirage or baleful apparition.
It confirms it for you then. Fair enough.
Yes, should be plenty of... I thought I would never see you again. It's been what? 19 years? 20?
21 years, 5 months, 6 days. I've kept up on a few former colleagues.
A few? Right. You retain a different admirer in every port, I'm sure.
So you think he wrote the books and will be released post-mortem to avoid public outrage? It's possible. I've heard that before, actually, I think. It's definitely possible.
Things were left in a...
It was somewhat complicated, even by order standards. Oh, wait, I'm being rude. Forgive my atrophied social graces. I shoot most of my visitors lately. I am Anaïs Boujold. Welcome to my backwater ramshackle abode.
Seer Anaïs Boujold.
No one's called me that in, well, you know exactly how long, apparently.
If I'd realized this was a formal visit, I'd have worn my fancy killing clothes.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Yes, she is.
Oh, you know clandestine sorts like Marisol. Always so slow to warm. I am an unredacted file. If you have any questions, ask away.
How do you know each other?
She's mentioned the little spook show we used to work at, right? I was an analyst in predictive risk assessment. She was, in the field, as it were. Solving the universal equation is the ultimate purpose of every member of the Order. Our express remit was to identify events that could delay or derail that.
Once an issue was identified, I'd be assigned to address it.
At a certain point, I became one of her assignments.
Became a target of your own department?
I was developing a means of sidestepping much of the presumed requirements to solve the universal equation, using a series of reasoned shortcuts and educated postulations, filling in certain blanks. Trillions. Theoretically, it would hurry the process along so it could be solved in our lifetime, but it was unorthodox, risky if taken too far. I knew the Council would judge it mathematical heresy, so I attempted to work in secret. Eventually, I was discovered, excommunicated, sent here.
Others facing similar charges were often transferred off-planet, then simply disappeared somewhere along the way.
Yes. Fortunately, someone interceded.
How long have you been scaring off intruders?
3 years I've sent them packing. Corporate leeches, brainwashed drones, whatever this shoddy little bunch is now. Think any had the slightest wit how difficult it would be to pack up? No. If they did, they would realize I am here to stay.
George, for me, is like a love-hate relationship. He's a vague person in itself. Like when he said, do we know the whole history of Spartacus? What did he say there?
Well, not as much nowadays. Rather obvious there's nothing here. It's bereft of any strategic importance. All it offers is the promise of getting shot. Yet still, every now and again, someone gets a wild hair and ups wise to come calling. Suspect it's simple arrogance, really. Someone shoos them off, perhaps a mite rudely, and they take umbrage, get all prideful and huffish, and so it goes. When logic fails, flaws of character abound.
Yes. With ample time to think, I've come to recognize I made an error.
Really?
That is, an unprecedented statement for you. But do go ahead, I'm listening.
The last 20 years, the Order heedlessly stumbled. First, Antes invaded, then the Protectorate. We lost the Archive. Twice. Had your work continued, I believe we'd have remained closer to our true path. If I had ignored the Council's command. It was a mistake. I miscalculated.
If not for you, I'd be dead right now. And you were right to shut me down. My research was dangerous. A serious threat to the entire universe. I know this for certain now. I've run the numbers. Repeatedly. Had to do all my calculations long form, free of computronic assistance. Wouldn't advise it, but I've been here on my own for decades, and I remain a reasonable statistician. I calculated what might occur if my work was completed, and there is a troublingly high, statistically significant chance of things ending. Everything ending. I understand how that sounds, but I have spent years checking and rechecking each and every variable. I assume all my notes and calculations were destroyed years ago.
Anais, I'm afraid it's not that simple. When we shut down your work, it was quarantined, not disposed of. The Order stores all avenues of study deemed dangerous near here at a facility in Winter's Grasp. Unorthodox notion reclusion.
Of all the bureaucratic... No. Poof. Winter's Grasp is crawling with Anti's choice. A full unit just moved in. Marisol, will you... Can you...
You're asking me to infiltrate a covert installation to destroy something that could likely end the universe. Been years since anyone said something like that to me. Of course.
I really like her.
I might need a little time to ready this place for unwelcome guests. Wouldn't take long.
No, you should stay here. We'll take care of this.
I foresee a 4.7% chance of me complying with that. But fine, no use arguing. Well, this has certainly been nice. Perhaps we'll see each other again sometime.
Nice. Reporter asked a question to him about old Valerian. Will ever know what actually happened? And so he said, do we know the history of Spartacus? Right. So the things that we don't know are the Sword of the Dane, Old Gods, Night King, who really is Blood Raven, Azor Ahai. You know, there's like, I think he kind of like got to the point where there's too many things and he can't quite tie them all up. But also I think even though I myself also find it incredibly frustrating if like really important questions are left open, I hate it. At the same time, I think it adds to the value of the story if not everything is answered. Right? Even though it's really frustrating, I think it actually kind of like the mystery of some of it makes it better. Yeah. But there's certainly, yeah, you're right, there's a lot of questions that are kind of like just what the fuck, why? Alright, we're gonna go and do the other quest for Asa first here. Stabbing at shadows.
Commander, I have news. I finally heard back from Virgil. His message was suitably vague. I suspect he fears the Consul's eyes scanning his message, but I believe it to refer to the Arbiter training facility located on Paradise Island. Parts of the location can only be accessed by Arbiters. He likely did so to avoid the Consul's spies. There's a certain hominess to it, inasmuch as we have any particular home. Bringing our findings to Virgil will hopefully allow us to deduce something from all that we found. I only hope it dispels some of the muddiness we've encountered so far. Further complications would be most disagreeable.
Alright, so we're going to do Aza's quest first, and then Tristan. Alright, Aza and Marisol. Love-hate. Glues you to the story, and once you go really deep, you're left with questions. I guess it's genius. But he's not the first one. Yeah, it definitely adds to it. A really good series that more fantasy. That it's not very historical in any way, but that is also very good with a lot of questions as well. But it's really good. It's from Steven Erickson. Is it Steven Erickson? It is. The series Malazan Book of the Fallen. Anyway, alright, so what are we doing here? Dagmar. Oh, this is to find the leader of Aza's cult. Aza still lives despite the kill order. The incompetence of my so-called cultist leaves me once again humiliated and offering my humblest apologies to the console. So she actually works for the Protectorate. Right.
Oh. Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel with a fucking office here in Central Control. It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
Oh, child, I think that tram has long since cleared the station.
Yes.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal, one which involves removing her head from her body. Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
So many choices. Yes, Book of the Fallen. I only read it once and it was in German. It's like over 2 decades ago. But I remember it was awesome. And I think he didn't have all the books at the time, so I didn't actually read it to the end.
I suppose congratulations are in order for having dispatched so many Sentinels. Can't rightly say I'm surprised, what with your knack for wanton violence. But still, impressive. And let's not forget that I was the one who gave Azahelia Leitinger a purpose and fulfillment. Look at how much fun you've had.
That's not explaining why you betrayed Aza.
Oh, she's dead already. But I might make it quick if you have a good explanation for your betrayal.
Let's not be hasty. I mean, can it even be a betrayal if it was always lies? But I must say, when I started the Dawn at the Consul's behest, I knew you were the perfect candidate.
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me.
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak. I see that Aza isn't the only willfully ignorant person here.
Dagmar, all this can't be right. How can you spout such lies? Our cause is righteous. It has to be.
As much as I'd prefer to not anger you, I must say your willful ignorance is still a thing to behold. You were always so willing to accept even the most specious of arguments. I can only hope your luck has run its course and the remaining Sentinels are able to put you down. Your death would put me back in the Consul's good graces. Goodbye, Azza.
No, that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin effectively.
Dear, you really must try to work smarter, not harder, when it comes to effectively inflicting pain before eliminating a target. You'll wear yourself out.
Give in to hate.
What, you suddenly take issue with my methods? I can think of no reason to curtail the pleasure of my revenge. Dagmar must die. Violently. Her betrayal warrants no other response. I know of no other way to act.
Right. Season 8 of Game of Thrones be like Sansa, please don't say anyone my true identity. Goes on to say to the one person who speaks to me. Yeah, they do a lot of dumb shit. It's not, but again, kind of similar with Leaving Mysteries, right? People like they use people doing dumb shit to keep people interested and exciting. At the same time, people do a lot of dumb shit, right? I mean, I think of myself. A lot of dumb shit I do. Oh, I just hadn't killed these guys yet. So don't know. Actually, is Jon a Targaryen? If you look at it, I mean, I think he is, right? He must be. He was pretty from the sister and one of the princes.
Destructive influences.
Be cornered. She's sure to have an escape route. We should find it.
Oh, that's why I couldn't open this.
Ah, you're still alive. No, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. Well, I'm waiting to hear your ineffectual arguments as to why you should be spared. And then I'll kill you. You can start by telling me why. Why'd you do it, and why me?
Why? I'm a loyal subject to the True Protectorate. What other reason is there? When the Consul tasked me to help save the colony, I did not even think to ask why. And you were an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside. But then you went berserk. I never could have imagined how you'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the Consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways.
Oh, we definitely should not let her go.
She's dead. As am I. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future.
You should disband the Dawn. You don't need them and they could turn into a threat to you.
True. There may be those that do not accept my leadership, but they will die.
Of course.
The Dawn is too important to disband. What little risk any of them may pose doesn't concern me. I can send out a general message from here. informing the cells that the previous exalted leader has betrayed us and has been dealt with, and that I am now in charge. I suspect some will simply jump into the closest rift. And to be perfectly candid, I'm hoping there are more than a few that refuse to acknowledge their new leader. Enough to keep my knife skills up, at least. It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
I thought I would be able to get her around to kind of like not be the leader. That's what it is. A lot of companions. She got a new thing, right? Cause. Maybe it's compatible. Dani's vision of the House of the Undying. She sees Rhaegar talking about a dragon has 3 heads. There must be one more. It is genius, of course, because he is fulfilling prophecy. Both John and Dani, this is true beauty of it. The prophecy is true canon and can be interpreted both ways. You actually have plans. Fighting over it, over who it is. What does it mean? It is, that is genius if you basically leave, right, if you have prophecies in your series and then you leave them open so that they can be interpreted several ways, you have your fans fighting over it, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a bit like, I was playing Signalis, which was a really cool game. And there was also a lot of different ways that ending could have been interpreted. Yeah, the whole game actually. Which is really cool. This was shit. But to be honest, I like Daenerys. Trying to remember, like it's a while ago, right? This all came out, but I never liked her too much. And at the same time, John also was like too good of a person. What are we doing? Alright, let's do this one first. Right, we're gonna take Tristan. That's cool. Party upgrades. Alright. On. Alright, Tristan, you're up. That one. I'm just gonna take a break of like 3-4 minutes. Won't be long. We'll be right back. Aegon has a dream in which we don't know what he really dreamed of, but it was passed from generation to generation, lost to time, which I can see happening. And that dagger is the only thing we know. It holds a prophecy. Yeah. There was... It's too long ago, I can't remember. I haven't even, like... You know, last season ruined it so much for me. I haven't even seen any of that new series. Whatever it's called. House of Dragons? Haven't even watched any of that. Not interested, will never watch it. Because that last season so much destroyed everything for me.
Siren is a tool. I hope we aren't too late.
Cool. This must be a trap, right?
Arbiter Nebs, the words are a song to my ears. This, no doubt, is the opportunity I have long awaited. These hapless recruits arrived just before the invasion.
He's like to be in the
No
training
sooner had they
ground
set down their bags
There's a
than the
lift that will
instructors
take
were
us
called
low,
to the war front.
located
I read
behind
the
the
fear,
door next to
the
those
uncertainty
walls.
in their faces. And I knew, as this outpost's primary practice target replacement technician, I alone could teach them. They see me as their leader, their arbiter. I will not fail. Should the invasion breach our defenses, I will stand proudly at the vanguard, shoot to kill, and lead them to victory.
Yeah, I'm done with the series. As like it really. Yeah, I'm done with the series at all. Like I have no wish to watch House of Dragons whatsoever. It doesn't look interesting to me at all. That last season of Game of Thrones basically killed the whole. Whatever comes before it, killed it for me completely. I would probably read the books if it ever comes out, right? I'm not even sure about that. Not even sure about that. Which is quite sad, actually, right? Which is insane. Like, you know, they fucked it up so incredibly bad. I don't want to have to do anything with it at all. Yeah. Fair enough. Unfortunately, disappointment is part of life. At the same time, right? Disappointment means, in the opposite sense, that it also shows us what's really good. But there was such a big disappointment. Like I think it was just too much. Never get over that, at least for that series. But I don't apply that to all the other stuff. But yeah, but there's other really cool things. For example, I heard last week that there will be a new Stargate series. I think with the same producers as well. Which is amazing.
Virgil! Oh, thank the architect I found you intact. We visited the Supreme Arbiter's office in Central Control and found something impossible.
Impossible? Why is it impossible? So that you may claim ignorance as to the truth of what you've uncovered? Fine. If you're still so thick-skulled, Tristan, then I can see I've no choice but to confess. Hold. Do you hear movement?
Attention, Arbiter Virgil.
Stargate. New Stargate series.
The console, we stand to bring you low. Do not resist.
Damnation. I knew the Sentinels were looking for me, but I did not expect they would come to this place. We have no choice but to fight. I can operate our turrets from this location, but you must engage the Sentinels head-on to prevent our being overwhelmed. Go now.
Can I dismantle the turrets?
Lay down your arms. Surrender and die. expeditionary force. I've no doubt the bulk of their number remains on the surface. I shall take an alternate path to prepare a surprise for our would-be assailants. Then I shall flank them as you engage them.
Hold. You were beginning to say something before we were ambushed. I would care to hear it.
We cannot have this conversation until we're safe. Engage those on the surface and I shall join you. Go now.
Right. I hope I have prepared Tristan better than I have Azar, and he's actually willing to kind of like get away from Protectorate.
Those fools! Protectorate subjects should know better than to attack a Protectorate arbiter. The only explanation is that they were lackeys of the Consul. Why else would they engage someone such as myself without expecting reprisal? Then they should have reported me to their superiors rather than attempting to exact justice themselves. I shall continue to answer slights of this nature through violence. But hopefully, I shall not need to do this more than a few times.
Just waiting for Dune 3. Chance of being the closest trilogy to Lord of the Rings ever was. It definitely has. Like, I think, I would say, not the first one. The first one is also really good, right? I knew that there were 23 Dune books, yes, but they wouldn't, I wouldn't call them all Dune necessarily. You have the 6 main ones from Frank Herbert, and then all the other ones are from his son. So they have a different style, and he also kind of like made some things up that weren't from the original author. But I think I watched Dune 2 4 times in the cinema. I fucking love it. I love the first one already, but the second one is just the cinematography of it. Like, it just looks so cool. Now there's many.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Virgil, enough! Our being at odds with the Consul is one thing, but that was a small army! What have you done?
You already know whether you're willing to admit it or not. Do you sincerely have a need for me to spell it out before you'll face the truth? Very well then. Tristan, you stand before the murderer of the Supreme Arbiter.
That's what I thought. I definitely thought that would happen. It's like I won't tell you. Now it's 10 minutes. Yeah, I saw this coming.
I don't believe this. The Consul must have captured you and sent you to mental refreshment. It's the only...
Open your eyes, Rao. Those Sentinels were here with due cause. The elimination of a murderer. The Supreme Arbiter was planning to send a message in her final moments, pledging allegiance to the Consul. Who do you think bore witness to those final moments? I did what I thought was just.
No. You lied to me?
I had to. I knew that if you learned what had transpired, why I did what I did, it would destroy you.
Would it? Or were you just trying to save yourself from my wrath?
With the demands this war has made on us all, I'd not seen our mentor for some time. My visit was meant to be a surprise. Unfortunately, it was. I overheard her decision to align herself with the Consul before she realized I was there. This admission, I had no choice but to act.
But there was a choice. Why didn't you come to me? Together we could have come up with something. Some other course of action.
Because I didn't want you to know. I never wanted you to learn the truth because I feared you'd lose your faith.
No. I can, if the situation was truly as he claims, understand his initial decision. Perhaps I even sympathize. Just a little. But playing false with me, that's another matter entirely, and the matter of justice remains. You're right. You're right. I can't let emotion get the better of me. This is not the first time we've encountered the paradoxical nature of Protectorate law. Each time we did, you convinced me to stay my hand, and I do not regret those I spared. Our prior conclusions inform my present feelings. I theoretically understand what Virgil did, for there was no proper decision he could make. But I cannot view this objectively. Virgil killed our mentor. It's madness. I cannot simply let that stand. Can I?
You can. You did the right thing.
I just don't know. This situation has me at a loss.
How many unlawful things have you done in the last week that turned out to be just?
Each encounter we have experienced together has left me torn. And this circumstance is more extreme than all others combined. But the law is clear on this. It is explicitly illegal for an inferior to execute their superior. The issue must be accelerated to a higher authority. But is addressing traitorism not the utmost priority of any arbiter? Is not the betrayal of everything we stand for more significant than a breach of protocol?
Yes.
I wish to argue with you. With myself, with Virgil, with the Supreme Arbiter. This madness should never have come to pass. But it has. And I must contend with that. I cannot bring myself to execute my sworn brother.
Good, because he did the right thing.
Oh, it would doubtless have been bloody. I cannot be certain who would have prevailed. I know not what to make of the Supreme Arbiter's betrayal. I'll have to ruminate on it for some time. But that aside, I forgive you, Virgil. You are spared.
Wise choice. You'll sleep better tonight, I swear. And every other, forevermore.
So too.
I don't know what to say. I just wish there had been some other option. That's all well and good, but it shan't undo my actions, or bring anyone back. I must live with that. 1,000 words of thanks for meeting me here, Tristan. I know not what the future holds for us, but for the time being I must make myself scarce. Though, before I go, a parting gift. May Tristan make use of it better than I.
Go with the Sovereign's blessing, brother. And be careful. If you survive today only to be brought low by an agent of the Consul at a later point, I shall be most annoyed. Commander,
right.
This has all been draining. I need time to process what we've learned today. What I've done. Later, I hope we might discuss it.
Definitely. Yeah, coming back to Dune 1 and 2, actually, I think I'm reasonably certain I actually haven't watched them one after the other straight. Maybe once. I think I need to do that. Because that sounds like amazing. And then you're saying one battle after another, you didn't like it? I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen actually many, especially other actors that are not part of it, that said that they really think it's really, really good. So I was actually, looking forward to watching it, to be honest. And just from the trailer, you know, the acting looked really good at least, and I like some of the actors there for sure.
Commander, I've had some time to process what transpired with Virgil. Despite the manner of what Virgil has done, I cannot help but be glad I did not need to slay him. I can only hope he does not run afoul of further Sentinels. I still have much doubt about my path, but I don't believe Protectorate law is as ironclad as I once thought. Having good intentions does not spare you. Doing what you think is right does not spare you. This cannot be justice. Yet what can I do? More than 100 years of Protectorate society cannot be changed by a lone body. Can it?
It can. You can get him to abandon the Protectorate? You should try and change it.
But how? I see. I must follow my own path, my own sense of right and wrong. I can only hope it has been cultivated properly. I shall remain with the Protectorate, interpreting its laws through a moral instead of a punitive lens. Innocent until proven guilty is a novel concept, but it is worth a try. No, that is a step too far. Despite its flaws, I still believe in the Protectorate, if only the central idea behind its founding. I hadn't even considered that. I suppose... yes. I suppose I am. And if that's the case, perhaps I can massage our more... cruel laws. A drunken, disorderly subject once struck my faceplate with an electrical pitchball stick, resulting in a concussion. My head pounds worse now, but my heart feels lighter. When we began traveling together, I was not sure what to make of you. But your input throughout our time together has been invaluable. I deeply appreciate your hand in this investigation, Commander, and in entertaining my incertitude. Let us move forth to free Arcadia from injustice.
Should I have pushed him to leave the Protectorate more? No, I think he wouldn't. Changing it from the inside seems better. 18th of December next year, Dune 3, yeah. I think, if I remember correctly, right? It's a few years ago that I read the books last, but I think actually the second book is quite short. And I think he would even need to... like, the third movie would be book 2 and parts of book 3 even, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, there's a fair amount of stuff that needs to happen. Unfortunately, I think the problem with the next part is, like, the second book is quite, what should we call it? There's not a lot of action in it. It's quite philosophical, if I remember correctly. So can be tricky, right? If you don't have the action in it as well. But yeah, same with me. Looking forward to it very much. Can't wait to see it. Alright, let's see if we can actually move past this region. There's a bounty waiting on the other side here. Down there. Die. I hadn't realized the thing was still alive. Sealed. Why? Right, let's see. A mantisaur queen.
Violence.
Oh, there it is. I'm not gonna lie, this weapon is too good. Kinda like almost too easy. This red enemy buff there must be like an error. Okay. I also, yeah, I agree. I just fear that, like, you know, a lot of the viewers will struggle with it, and then you don't have the viewership for it if it's too philosophical and political. But we see. Not everything has to be action. And I think I agree with him. I actually, with you, I think he does an amazing job, just showing that internal struggle. And you can, like, I think in some instances, like, you can really see on his face where he portrays that, and following the golden path, what of a shitty decision that is. But you know, Paul is not a good person necessarily. Yep. I think like every time he's talking to Jessica, I thought that you could really see in his face like how he's struggling, because when it comes to the point where she pushes him to become the Muad'Dib. Because he knows he doesn't want to, and it would lead to a lot of death and destruction. Earl. What the fuck is Earl?
That facility looks cozy, don't it?
Is it?
What? Better take
I'll handle this. Enemy Multiplicator at ready status. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
There's a hidden room located somewhere in Earl. Find it.
They covered our new bounty.
Just what are they up to?
Combat prop. Investigating hostile intentions.
Target analyzed. Ready down.
Sealed. Modern Diego. Yeah, Chani is definitely in the movies very different than
Scrutiny, but consider using eye protection, dear.
very different than in the books. Right, in the books she's very, very supportive. Not saying that it's bad how she's portrayed in the movies. I actually think it's good to have differences, right, to what it should be. Sorry, to the source material. So I actually don't mind that at all. Hold on. Oh, that's already checked. So if this goes there, there, there. Four breakers. 2, 3, 4. Cool. But yeah, like seeing what she's gonna do would be very interesting. Definitely is. That scene is also in the, when he steps in front of them and does the fist up with the knife. It's in the trailer. I've watched the trailer so many times because of that one scene. I really did, because it's fucking amazing. But I'm also interested with Shani. Like, it's, you know, I like the idea of having something else that's not in the books, different as well, because it, you know, brings some more excitement to it. And she stands a lot for the Fremen, which Paul, I think it's a really good way of showing that Paul is actually not a good person necessarily, because he's kind of corrupting the Fremen, and it would be able for Villeneuve to show that through her that Paul is doing that. All right, let's go for the bottom. Right, so we need to go there. So 1, 2. Good.
If it's behind glass, it's valuable. I say we smash and grab.
It's very similar to the first one movie as well, and that was amazing. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I haven't actually listened to it. No, that's not true. I have listened to it just on the computer. We're doing something else. Big Bang. Why are miniguns bigger than regular guns? This atomic rocket launcher. I would definitely want to give this a try. Big Bang. Enriched rift particulates. Fire a single massive projectile that obliterates everything in its path. Give it a try. Including desk, chairs, automatics, organics.
Resorting to violence. Vital's critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander. We don't refuse.
Oh, it needs to fucking charge up. There's the 3 dots in the middle. Come on, charge. My goodness! It literally destroys everything. Saying that the charging takes a bit too long. I don't have any rockets. Interesting.
But do take a moment to admire its classic order.
Yeah. I don't want to get too hyped. Same for me, but I don't want to get too hyped because it's still over a year away. But, you know, time runs faster and faster the older you get, so there's that. But yeah, I think, as you said, like the shift from struggling then after taking the poison to just embracing it is very clearly visible. Yeah. And everything after is, you know, Golden Way is just death and destruction.
I'd theorize we can put this hazardous substance to good use as a more lethal ammunition. And we could use the Rift device to tap a bottomless source.
Oh.
Hostilities are afoot.
So, actually, that. Oh my goodness! Oh fuck! I should have looked at the fucking. What is this using? I think even more than that, to be honest. I think even way more than that. I thought it was something in the trillion. I could be wrong. I can't, like, it's a while ago.
Got out alive, and with a weapon of apocalyptic proportions. All in all, a profitable day.
I have enough. Unfortunately, I don't have any ammunition for this. Yeah, actually, he wrote those books to specifically show the dangers of charismatic leaders and how easy it is to get, you know, fooled in a way. Because they think they do the right thing. If you think about it, he's just kind of, you know, he's saying he's doing the right thing, but at the same time, it's just some vision of his. Is he doing the right thing or not? Oh no.
Investigating hostile intentions. Back and scan.
Anyway, so if we go down here, we probably go to the right as well and come back to where we were. This thing. Where's the hidden thing? Oh, it's a trap. Well, I can't get it anyway, so it's that. It is. It is. Morality. Way through here, right? Nope. So I go back here. It's fucking hot. Right, so there was a way.
Check your scopes for combat analysis.
It is. I mean, you know, they've done this for thousands and thousands of years. So, to implement stuff that they can use whenever they need it. I actually watched the first season of that, Dune series. It wasn't like, astonishing, crazy. It was good. But I liked it, even though it was a bit, some of these series are just very easy to read. But which I usually don't do. But this was interesting. Right, so we have a fucking cult.
Poser science cult encampment ahead.
I just like the world of Dune so much, right? And so anything related to that, I just want to watch, even if it's shitty. It was definitely not shitty. It was good, but it was kind of like very. There was plans within plans, and there was a few twists that I didn't expect, but at the same time, it was quite easy to kind of like anticipate what happens. Saying that, left on a cliffhanger, which is of course annoying. I would say, probably like a 7. 6.5 to 7.
I'll handle this. I'm back and scan.
What's this? Yeah, definitely. If you like Dune, I think it's worth watching, for sure. It goes back to, the beginning of the sisterhood. So like 10,000 years or even longer. So I don't know if actually how canon it is. But it definitely must be to some extent at least.
Standing by to stupefy.
Fucking max level soon. There was a named character in here, wasn't there? Dead. He is dead. Yes, I do know that. I think there's a quite famous meme where someone says, "Oh, Star Wars, Dune stole so much from Star Wars," and the answer is, "Oh yeah, it's the most expensive steal ever because Frank Herbert built a time machine, spent all of his money on a time machine to then travel back and write it before." But yeah, the trope is basically the same stuff. With little, with a few changes, but I think even the initial, the Jedi were called something like. So we have the Bene Gesserit, right? And it was a very similar name to the Bene Gesserit. I can't remember what it was. Adrenalized blood-soaked gothic helmet. Right. Cool. Next. So this is the quest for Marisol. So I just actually check out this stuff here. I probably have to finish in about 20 minutes or so. It's my partner's birthday tomorrow, and I'm gonna get up a bit earlier. But yeah, have a look at like the initial name of the Jedi. It was really something like Bene Gesserit, but like even just a few letters different or something. It was crazy. How much was stolen?
Got my lamps on a hot. What's that? Back in
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
We actually picked up my partner's parents from Sydney, and they're here for 3 months. So I think it's her first birthday since 12 years where her parents are here, and then the first Christmas as well for 12 years with family, which is crazy, right? But yeah, we're actually gonna grill something on the barbecue, and they made a cake. And we go for a nice breakfast where we booked something. Yeah, just having a really, relaxed day. I'm unfortunately not a very good cook. Like I always wanted to learn, but I never have. And I should probably just start at some point. But it's one of those things where I kind of like never where I am never starting, even though I should. And I want to, because I feel like I'm going crazy every time I need to cook something. I get like all sweaty and stuff because I'm so worried it goes completely crazy. But then I just need to start and learn, really. Can't use that. Thank you for that, and enjoy. Is it difficult to get like 10 people? 10. So you need 20 people, right, for 10v10. Is it difficult to get that many people together? How long do you have to wait for that?
So, you folk just drop into a war zone, find an empty building, and set up shop? Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah, pretty much. And yes, very. But the profits are worth it.
You aren't afraid of getting, I don't know, robbed? Or killed? Or probably both?
Tell me, is the reason you're here because we have decent food? If you kill or rob us, you'll be stuck with rations forever. Don't shoot the hand that feeds you.
Appreciate you handling our dirty work.
Come in. Let me know if anything catches your eye.
Talk with the guy behind the counter if you need something. I'm just here to help.
Let me know if you're looking for anything in particular. Making a profit? What else? War is very lucrative.
Boa skin. Probably. I will certainly give it a go. To 50 minutes for a 10v10, that doesn't sound too bad. That's actually not bad at all, I think.
Just don't break it.
Shit. That's save last. Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes is not bad at all. We do have lots of nice meat. And everyone has a barbecue as well. We actually, like, we just bought one this week because we never had one. But yeah, everyone has a barbecue, and it's a very big thing. Yeah, for sure.
Feel free to use the workbench. Just
No, see you next time, and thank you very much for joining. Enjoy your match.
Just don't break it.
progress. Devastating the threat. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
I think it's nice of them to fight each other. Alright, so we get around here.
That'd be Spireton. Was once the Order's headquarters on Cloister. Aboard all this.
Spireton. This one. Sounds like things are running into the mines.
Investigating outside potentials.
Everyone's just dead here. They all kind of killed each other.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Just fucking run through them. How do you get up there then? So there's most of it. Battle for Westnod? Yeah, definitely. I played many times actually. It's also really difficult at times, for at least the some of these hard campaigns. I downloaded a shitload of the campaigns that were made by players. I mean, it has still, you know, this incredible, great fan base that still makes campaigns and maps all the time. I think there was even, was it this year or last year, there came an update that improved a lot of the stuff. So they were still, like, the developers were still working on it actually. But yes, played a lot of it. Love that game, and I'll probably go back from time to time as well. Legend. Well, you did the same, right? So you're the legend as well. How the fuck do I get up there? It is, yes. Scum saving through that game for sure. Yeah, I think I have it. I don't have it downloaded at the moment, but it's definitely in my library. I have no clue on how to get up there. Usually you can get to these places. But oh, maybe it's from a quest or something. Doesn't look like I can get that at the moment. Alright, so we have these things here. Get the scrapper camp. Alright, I think I'm just going to turn in the bounty and then actually head back. Yeah, it is. I have this one game that is kind of like Battle of Westnod that I played like probably fucking, I don't know, 25 years ago. And I've tried several times since then, like every 2-3 years I try and find the name of it, but I just can't find it. Which was very, very similar. I just love these kinds of games, right? Trying to kind of save scum, get basically all your units all the maps. And even if it takes hours for one map, just with saves coming every centimeter through it, one square forward by one square forward. Where do I fucking... Was it outside? Ah. Right, so is the bounty thing outside or crazy? Oh, it's right outside the door. Hidden. Okay. So we have one. Cool. All right, so I think that will be it for today. Fair amount of stuff to do here still. We've explored a lot. Yes, thank you Saul again for checking in, and I hope you enjoy and have some really good games. And see you next time. Bye.